YouTube real quick. Hold on. Let's see if YouTube is broadcasting. Let's see. Oh, upcoming. What does that mean? Is it upcoming or is it happening? No, it's happening. It's happening. Hold on. Let me turn the audio off. All right, that's happening. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, I think. You guys got to give me some feedback so I know what I'm doing wrong. Let me see if I can get this right. All right, like that. Let me plug up my phone. If I'm gonna go live on Instagram, we gotta go live on TikTok. Let me open up TikTok. Where's TikTok? TikTok, where you at? Let's see if this works. I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. YouTube, what's going on? If you guys are in fact testing 1 2 3, I'm gonna go live sharing this. Yes, that's fine. All right, it takes the last one. What's up, TikTok? All right, TikTok is live. I'm gonna go back to. We're gonna go live on Instagram next. Oop, trying that. We're gonna come back. Make sure Facebook did not melt down. I don't know how we're gonna do the chat, y'all. Okay, look, TikTok is fantastic. TikTok has an overlay, and I appreciate that. Thank you, TikTok. Okay, Chris, what's going on, bro? Hey man, let me know if the audio is okay, Chris, on Facebook. I'm really trying to get used to managing this audio thing because I blew people out on YouTube not too many days ago. Sounded like I was doing a concert. So can you guys double check? Can you check and can you just confirm if the audio is not too loud? Because I'm not sure if you're getting it through my microphone or through the computer. But let me know. In the chat. If you guys are so inclined. Watching on Facebook, audio's good, not loud. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate it, man. Because I'm like, I have no idea. Audio's straight on Instagram as well. I appreciate you, brother. Come on now. All right, so we started this. I tried to do this yesterday, but I couldn't get Facebook to work right. As it stands, I am on Facebook Live, right? I'm on YouTube Live. I'm on TikTok Live. Wait, there's a lot of static. You sure that's not your headphones? That's coming from me? Shouldn't be any static, bro. Where do you hear the static at? That's concerning. I don't where would the static be coming from? In my voice or just in the background? Or let me know. All right. Apparently, we are live on all channels. Okay. We'll see if this works. The universe starts imploding. All right, do you guys on Facebook see me moving around? Make sure, because I hate that I can't check on Facebook and because on YouTube sounds like a fan. Oh, there is a fan blowing. Hold on, let's try that. So you trying to make me hot, bruh? No static, but there's a white noise and music, but it's good. Yeah, there was a fan blowing. That was just, so I don't burn up. Clearly, because I get hot. Okay, what about now? I turn the fan off. Welcome everybody. We're gonna get started. If you guys can see everything that's happening, that's really what I care. I want you to be able to hear. You the man. I appreciate it, Salty. Appreciate it. All right, so real quick, we're gonna get started on this. I started this yesterday, but I was just testing to see if Facebook was gonna act right. All right, good. The fan noise is gone. Thank you. That's what we're here for, man. I appreciate it, man. Listen, I'm trying to get good at this. One day, y'all can be like, Marcus in the beginning was terrible, but now he's good. This is all brand new stuff. If the audio ever gets too loud, I'm still trying to manage that and figure out that. Certainly helps. Appreciate you, bro. Y'all let the questions come in. All I'm doing right here is I wanted to at least test. He says, still want to interview when you have time, had a chance. I am available for those interviews. Just email me. Email is on my email info is on my Instagram. Just shoot email. Email is the best way to get in touch with me. So hit me up on email and we can set up a time and or date and things of this nature. But yeah, man, thank y'all for stopping in. You know, we just gonna do a little something. I wanted to just do something fun real quick. Dragon Con is coming up at the end of this month. My birthday month is here, y'all. I'm gonna be 40 something. Don't worry about that. All you really need to worry about is tips. Birthday tips. That's all that you need to worry about. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't even worry about that. Things like that. But I am going to try and be consistent with this for the month. Once I get a handle on how to record, how to actually do, how do I watch on YouTube? Also, colors are dope. Most can't pencil and color. This is dope. YouTube is just Marcus the Visual. You should be able to catch me on there. Look, I think it's Marcus the Visual. Type up Marcus the Visual. You should catch me on there. When we gonna see Tuskegee Years 5 comic book? That is starting production already. I've actually started a lot of the preliminary designs a while ago. It has been crazy, man. Like for instance, you know, both of us actually had some real good success in the comic industry. So success in the comic industry is kind of weird because you can say, hey, I'm busy doing my own comic, but the good thing about comics is you get credit, you know? You get credit when you work on when you work on young fella, when you work on anything in the comic industry, publishing anything with the big three, you get that credit for life. You know what I mean? Like no one can take that credit from you. You could literally, you know, do one thing and that will stay with you for the entirety of your career. That's a pretty big deal. And, you know, while we are definitely I'm interested in seeing everything come to fruition with Tuskegee Airs, like I couldn't turn down the opportunity to work on a 100-year-old character, man. Popeye has been in the game for 95, almost 100 years. So, you know, hey, Marcus, would you like to write and draw a Popeye comic book series, right? Yeah, hell yes, I would like to do that. Let's do that. So that's what's up. Watch it on both. Yeah, I couldn't turn that down, man, but that took a year. That was it did not start off. Popeye did not start off with the deal saying, hey, I want you to do 5 comic books. It started off with 10 pages, right? And they were trying to figure out how they were going to publish it and all that good stuff. So, yo, DJ, what's up? I'm glad hopefully you enjoyed it, man. It's been a blast for me to create. So that's the kind of stuff to where I'm like, dude, you can't say I'm interested in working in the comic industry and then you turn down opportunities that could literally open doors for your rest of your career. But like I said, even if you don't do anything else, if I did nothing else for the rest of my comic career, nobody can take away the fact that I'm the first black artist to ever write and draw a comic book for Popeye the Sailor Man. You know what I mean? Like I grew up watching Popeye, everybody else. But that's a career defining thing. Like I've literally made history just doing that. So that's like, it sucks. All this to say, it sucks because, you know, a personal project, Tuskegee Airs is a personal project. It's a, you know, love, passion project, whatever you want to call it. Greensboro Comic-Con next month. So no one has emailed me about that. I didn't even know that was still going on. I used to go to North Carolina 3-4 times a year for the shows. I need to start getting in touch, man. Nobody said anything about Greensboro. I love Greensboro Comic-Con back in the day. It was dope. I think I was on the first one. Oh, wait, that looks like he got some French tips. Magnum opus, yes. Um, so technically, the answer is no. Unless somebody reaches out real quick, I'd be happy to join. Used to love traveling to North Carolina, man. Had Heroes Con. What else we did? We did Heroes Con. We did Raleigh. We did Bull City. Did Greensboro, and then there was one other one, Raleigh, and I feel like I'm missing one. I can't think. Greensboro was one. Maybe that was the fourth. We had Heroes Con, Raleigh, Bull City, and Greensboro. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Don't give. Yeah. I don't mean to give him French tips. That was my bad. That was my bad. How's it look on Facebook though? Are you guys able to? Is everything sharing cleanly on there? I'm Cray. All right, cool. Like I said, that I can't see myself on Facebook. Like I can see the panel, but I can't watch it live with you guys. I guess. And I can't even see the metrics while I do this. So, but you guys are just being shared to my to this window. So technically, I could move around. Everybody else gonna see what's going on, but yeah. Good to have you, man. DJ, just chilling, man. I was testing. I'm live on I think 4 platforms right now. I'm TikTok, YouTube. Oh, you know the real test? The real test is can I go live on Twitch? Can I go live on Twitch as well? Ooh, crazy. I gotta try that. Toe game. We gotta get the toe game. Everybody know the toe game. Listen, man, ain't nothing wrong. I know people love toes out there. I've got some long toes. At least they're not jacked up toes. They just long. You know. I know they got toe people out there. You know, feet people out there in the world. You know, stand up if y'all out there. Ain't nobody making fun of you. But I wanted to maintain Olive's long foot, and I had to make it make sense. Looks good. Appreciate it, Chris. But cool. Let me get. So this is usually when I open up a new piece. I open up an old piece as my palette piece. This is where I get all my colors and all my stuff, shades and highlights and everything. So this is an example of quick and kind of, you know what? I'm lazy because I could make a palette, just put it on a layer, and then I could just copy and paste that from each one. But I like. Sometimes it changes based on the lighting. Not all the time, but sometimes it does. Let me see. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'll take that red. The shadow of this red is coming with me. And this rim lighting right here is coming with me. Y'all feel free to ask questions, man. I know this is new for Facebook peoples. I'm sorry. I neglected you for so long. But yeah, I was trying to wait and see, I guess, to figure out how I was going to do this. I'm the creator of what? What am I? Wait, the question is, wait, you're the creator. I create things. Which creator of what? What am I the creator? What are you asking on Facebook? I do create stuff. What am I? I am a creator of stuff. What stuff? What didn't you know I created is the question. And the answer is probably yes. Yeah. The new Popeye comic. I am the writer and artist for EyeLie Popeye. This is kind of like a header that I made for King Features owns the right to Popeye the Sailor Man. Right? So they reached out initially and was like, "Hey, we love your style of Popeye. How would you feel doing a 10-page comic?" And I was like, of course, over the moon. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Who's gonna write it? And they was like, well, we saw your fan fictions that you've done before, and we thought you could write it. It was only 10 pages, so they, it wasn't like they were losing anything big. If I sucked at 10 pages, but ended up, doing 10 pages real quick. We came up with a story and everything. It was dope. So from there, though, the higher ups at King Features was like, you know what? Let him finish 30 more pages and we'll just make that a comic. So they was like, can you do 30 more pages? I said, hell yeah, I can do 30 more pages. So then we write and extend the comic, I'm all that good stuff. So it was pretty dope, man. Best process of my career. I've enjoyed it. Uh Comics are dope. Says the rim lighting is awesome. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I think I will actually. People have asked me a couple times to really explain um, the understanding of why. They're like, why are you putting how do you know to put the rim light over there? I'm like, what do you mean? Um, but I know what they mean in terms of if you don't understand it, it kind of looks like I'm just arbitrarily dropping shadows and lights, but no, no, no. This is once you understand how lighting works and shadows and well, lighting kind of leads into shadows, or the lack of lighting leads into shadows. To be honest with, I definitely want this comic version of Popeye as a yes. That's been on my mind, and it's I don't know how close of a possibility it is. Again, I think everything starts with how did it go from 40 pages to 5 issues? Oh, let me say yes. From 40 pages to to 5 issues. Once I finished the first one, we kept talking. I did not. I didn't finish that story. You're right. Um, we kept talking, and the higher ups were like, "Well, if we find a publisher, we might as well just publish a short story. Quick short run with your story and see how it goes." Right? They were willing to try. I was definitely excited to give it a shot. So it went from the 40 pages to 5 issues, and if I could do it, and in the crazy life that I live, doing shows and everything else. So that's why this is a long way to say. This is why Tuskegee Airs is late. That's why it's late. But yeah, man, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up, and it is career altering. Even though I don't feel the actual effects of it completely, because I just finished in the last month or so with the entire series. Like they just published the book, in July. The final book, issue 5 in July. So now, as I'm moving forward, I can actually say, yeah, I'm done. But history is going to have that. The Wikipedias of the world are gonna have to submit that this was a thing, and I was a part of it. So, and it was official. Like it wasn't just a fan piece. It wasn't just me having fun. The people that own the rights contacted me, and that's the funny thing is I go to shows and people are like, "Yo, how do you get around, the legalities of doing this?" I was like, "What you talking about? Cuz? What you mean?" It's like, aren't you afraid of getting in trouble? I was like, "Oh no, 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 this is legit. Like they they paid me to do this. This is not me just having fun." So that's where it came to it, man. And this is not something they normally do. King Features, the people that own the rights, this is not their arena. Alex was the editor and social media manager initially, but that reached out to me. So it's been crazy, man. This is definitely, he said, this is new territory, but if it goes well, then they can, he can see them goes well by sales. If the book sells well, if fans really enjoy it, if it actually is a good return business wise, because that's what matters. All businesses have to try new stuff to actually market and promote their brand. So if all goes well, man, and the fans respond, then I think I can keep going. I can keep going on it. David, hold on, wait, hold on. I glanced over and I'm like, wait, Marcus is live on Facebook. Yes, this doesn't happen. Man, I hate Discord. I have Discord. I hate Discord, mostly because I don't like how it's structured. But what was your question? Chris said, "I wish I had your talent. I always wanted to draw comics." I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there, sir. There is no talent. in terms of what I do right now. Absolutely none. I've never been talented in drawing. I was very frustrated because I was bad as a kid. I was not good at drawing. Talent, and the way I've seen it, and I've met talented artists, young artists. I've met talented art that are literally doing stuff that adults can do at 15 years old. I've met those kids. They're mutants. I give them all the props and credit because I'm like, this is actual talent. I didn't have that. And they never believe me because they see how I draw 30 years later. But no, man, talent has nothing to do with it. Marcus, we need to set you up on, what is that? Picardo TV, so we can multi-stream together. And I can boost your audience up, chats combined with other artists. Yes, go ahead and email me so you can let me understand how to walk through. Whatever's easiest. This is like, I know I'm doing it, bootleg. But yes, email me, man. My email is on my Instagram page. I am not against making this streamlined. Lord knows I need to make this streamlined. I'm doing this as bootleg as I can do it because I just was like, I don't even know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. I tried it yesterday, but Facebook wouldn't act right with OBS. I watched a YouTube video about a plugin, and it was like, oh, all you need is a multi-stream, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety. Man, we've been trying to reach you. Stellar work. What? Trying to reach me where? Email is the best way to reach me. If you've tried and failed, email is the most secure and best place to reach me. Social networks have this stupid thing of saying, oh, there's a message request. Just make an account on Picardo. Is it free or do you have to pay for it? How does it work? Usually they try to get you for your money. If if you want to stream and make it easy, you got to just pay us $78 a month. Stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? Let me figure this out. I just hate that Instagram, where a huge chunk of my audience is on Instagram, and they just want you to use the God blessed phone. I like that TikTok has, its own software for going live, so I dig that. It's free, but I can set you up with premium because I'm sponsored. Guess what, sir? I like the sound of that. Let's do that. So I just go to, let me write it down. Picardo. Let me see. I'm gonna make a note. Make a note. Let's see. Let me see. Sign up for Picardo. All right, make sure I'm spelling that right. No, I didn't spell that right. Is it Picarto? Picarto, not do. Picart. Why does it still seem like I'm doing it wrong? Car. Got it. Okay. All right, that's that. He's finally in public domain. I'm working on Pluto. It's looking good. I used to love Instagram, but all the views and likes. But IG doesn't cut a check. That's true. That's why I'm trying to branch out. Pluto. What is it? Bluton? Who's Bluton? Pluto. He's finally in. You talking about the old school Popeye is in public domain? Yes, that is true. Not the animated version, but the oldest version of Popeye. Yes, that one is in public domain. Yeah, definitely. Okay, premium just has a few extra things you can do, but still a ton of things you can do is free. Picardo. Oh, .tv. Let's do that. Let me put that in the notes before I get frustrated. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Hold on. VTV. TV. All right. I will definitely go and do that. I have a Patreon, just telling the chat. Okay, that's good. That marketing. Good. Those are plugs. All right. So then, I think their skin looks good. Let's go ahead and jump on to the clothes real quick. Oop. If I miss your questions, y'all, be persistent. Picardo won't copyright strike you for music. Well, this is music. I'm actually paying this subscription to the music because I got so sick of being afraid of it. And I followed a streamer on YouTube, and he's like, dude, I just pay for this art. What is it? Art listed or something like that. And I'm like, okay. So I get to play music without fear of getting a copyright strike, and I can actually have some music that I like. So that I pay for. And I know there is free solutions. But yeah, no, I'm definitely appreciate the info, because yes, let's do that. Email me, man, so we know how to set that up, or if you wanna, you said go live at the same time, let's do that too. I don't care. All of these things, I need to at least get my life right. I'm doing Chadwick Boseman piece. I do it every year. Chad asked me about the Thundercats, Black Panther. What up? What up? What up? Welcome, y'all. But yeah, no, I'm really really trying to at least get better. I suck at going live, but I've watched enough educational stuff, man. They're like, dude, just record the process. You're already doing the process, record it, and then chop that up into content. Because they're like, don't pretend like you don't have content. You have content. Just record the stuff you're already doing, and then chop that into content. David, what's up? Appreciate it, brother. You got me in there. Good looking out. Good looking out. All right. See, part of me says this is not what I want. I want to grab these pieces. So the thing I hate about when I am trying to do shading, right? I don't want to be careful. That's the whole point of putting everything on its own layer. I have all the clothes on one layer, but still, like I just want to shade his red right now. I don't feel like being all careful and oh no, I colored her leg as well as this, that, and the other. I just want to go in and see. I can just once you select it, I'm free to do that. Huh, babe? You doing what? What'd you say? Okay. You keep your phone, babe. All right, so it says Kevin, okay, the tubes is better than IG. I can multitask. That is a that is a perk. Definitely. Are you going to have any more Tuskegee Airs posters available on your website soon? Yes. I was working on a Tuskegee Airs piece the other night, and I need to just finish coloring it. It involves the mech, so Lord knows I hate drawing straight lines and machines, so I was more enthusiastic about finishing this one. But no. Tuskegee Airs is about to be in production. Tuskegee Airs 5 is about to be in production, so I wanted to do some more marketing for the book. I need like to do a ton more posters for Tuskegee Airs. But the thing I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna really focus on is like making sure the anime vibe comes through. Like people don't realize that Tuskegee Airs is definitely influenced by anime. So it's giant robots for God's sake. So I'm gonna do some very anime esque, you know, posters. Just the energy, and the poses and the content. I want everybody, all these young people that have never heard of it, new audiences, things like that. They should be able to just kind of look at it and be like, "Oh, this is anime, manga." Red Tails 2, follow you on Facebook and love your work, bro. Appreciate it, young. I've been rocking with you since Bull City comic. What's up, Bull City? I need to go back up there. Love your future. Yeah, man. Old ninjas. I gotta finish that. That's the kind of stuff to where I gotta finish that. I got EyeLie Popeye because I did the fan fiction with Goku and Popeye crossing over. Similarly, I would absolutely lose my mind if I ever got to do some Ninja Turtle stuff, man. Absolutely lose my mind. That's a dream. That would be a dream, as just, I used to beg my mom for some Ninja Turtles, man. Would beg her for it. So yeah, that's the next step, hopefully. What up, Free? What is that? Free Mania. What up? What's going on with you? Okay, all info sent on Messenger here for you. Appreciate you, David. I'm looking forward to it. But yes, to answer your question simply, there will be more Tuskegee Airs posters. Absolutely. Absolutely. It has Red Tails feels. That's what's up. All right, we're going to do that. Let me get these out. I haven't eaten lunch yet. I'm hungry. But I felt like I can finish this before I head out, which I can and which I will do. But then I was like, you know what, Marcus, you need to double check and see if this freaking going live thing works. Now, the cool part that I actually want to play with this on this one, thing I'm excited about, is to try and play with some lighting. Make it really feel like they're out in the sun, you know? Not going too crazy. Not going too crazy, but that's the way I want to do it. It says, I got two Tuskegee comic books displayed on my wall at my office. My client love it. That's what's up. That means you got to get the other two. That means you got 1, 2, but you're missing out on 3 and 4. You know, I'm not saying you got to, Pokemon and catch them all, but you probably should be Pokemon and catch them all about it. You know, that just means you stopped and the story kept going. You need to figure out what's happening before I finish 5. Still remember when you were doing the Cats comic? Yeah, Hero Cats was the beginning. I'm actually real. I'm dead serious about doing some cat illustrations, just to see if I can still do it. You know, cat people are some of the most unique fans ever. TM 90s movie turning 35. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Listen, I begged my mom for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was my favorite. That was my thing. Video games, toys, cartoons, movies, you name it. Love, love, love the Ninja Turtles. That was my time. Here's a question. Kevin on YouTube. He said, it might be a long answer, but where did I come from? I mean, what are you asking? Where was I born? You know what I mean? What planet? What are we talking about? I'll give you the Earth-based origins. I am born in Louisiana. My family is from Louisiana. But my mom remarried into the Navy. I keep my finger on the pulse of comics and black creators, and it seems like you came out of nowhere. Oh no, gosh no. No. If you go on any one of my timelines, if you go to Instagram, if you go to Facebook, you will see that I have been here a long time. If you go to just I'm Marcus Williams on Facebook. I think I've had that page longer than my Marcus the Visual one. And I still kind of treat my Marcus the Visual page kind of like a stepchild on on Facebook. But no, man, I've been rocking out for a good while, man. I think you can take it all the way back to like 20. I want to say 2013 on Facebook, maybe a little bit, before that. But I wasn't posting steadily. But no, it's like that sometimes. It's like that some. Do you go to shows, Kevin? Do you go to a lot of Comic Cons? If you do, I've gone to New York Comic Con. I've done just about every comic show on the East Coast. Not a lot of West Coast ones. Mostly because I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of San Diego Comic Con's layout versus New York Comic Con. Where are you based? I should say that could be the problem why you haven't seen me a lot. But I've been online. Lord knows I've been online. just look up Marcus the Visual, and you will see tales and tales of many, many arts. So many arts. Your art is beautiful. Your art is bananas. I'm sorry. Is that bananas? I like the way you spell bananas. I want to slurp those lines up like spaghetti. Listen, I'm okay with that. Used to. I met you and Greg at a con. That's what's up. Yes. So no, I've been out here, man. I've definitely been an industry artist or entrepreneurship. What up, Big? Been in the industry for over 20 years, man. No, that's a lie. I've been doing freelance for over 20 years. Let's say it that way. But in terms of working in the industry, no. I can honestly say no. That happened recently in the sense that Marvel, DC, I did some animation work with Sony. All that stuff started happening, I'd say, relatively in the last 10 years. So, yeah, Momo, I've been doing Momo since like 2015. Love, 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 love MomoCon. Shout out to MomoCon. Amazing humans. All right, let me see, let me see, let me see. So then there is something I want to try that I don't normally do with my shadows because I don't know if it's gonna work in here, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Part of me wants to do a layer that is just a single color, you know, single color like a black or a dark blue, and then I want to play with. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me try it. Let me try it. I'm gonna call it shadow. Let me try it. Let me try it. Let me try it. AWA is always great. Yeah, Anime Weekend is dope. You met me May at New York 2022. That's what's up. Well, good to see you. Hopefully everything's good. AWA is dope. I love AWA. I haven't been back to AWA in a few years though. All right, let me try a deep blue. The wispy brush line art fandom was so much trouble in the 1910s. Crazy said, "What's up, bro? What program do you use?" I use Paint Tool Sai a lot. I prefer Paint Tool Sai over Photoshop any day because I like the way they program their software. The line art, the way the line is programmed in this software, in my opinion, is it's like you got to work to make Photoshop function the way Paint Tool Sai functions out of the box. And I know there's some Photoshop folks that are like, "What are you talking about? All you gotta do is, you know what I'm saying, go into the brush." I don't have to do that necessarily with Paint Tool Sai. Like out of the box, it's just dope. Clean. Let me do a multiply. No, that's too dark. Screen. No. Let's try. Nope. Shade doesn't work. Overlay doesn't work. I thought there was a way to do this one in here. Wait, Lumi and shade. What the hell does that mean? Okay. Lumi and shade may be it, and then I just knock it down. That's not bad. Lumi, luminance, and shade. Is that what they're saying? Is it a combination? Luminosity and shade. So shade. Oh, look at that. Shade may be it. Shade may be it. Let me if I push it up to that, but if I drop it, the shade mode. If I drop that to like 42, that's a good shade layer. It's a little heavy, but I can deal with it. Use Photoshop, though I use one brush for literally everything and generally under 5 layers. Yeah, no, I know. That's where I just don't like draw. I prefer drawing. Like I'll give you an example. Let's go to a shadow. Let's go to this shadow layer here, real quick. So in here, they have something called a watercolor brush. Out of the box, it's this is what I use to mix, colors with. Now, I have since learned how to play with the parameters, the blending, the dilution, persistence, keep opacity, smoothing, pressure, all of that can be played with. But just out of the box, bro. Just out of the box. This is the best freaking mixing brush. And I've been using Photoshop for 20 years. Okay, Photoshop does this thing where it pushes pixels and you can see it like degrading the pixels over time. Like, look how close I am to this. This is like buttery smooth, right? And I'm telling you, out of the box, this brush functions that way. But of course, since, like I told you, since I've been using it, I've learned how to, set up the parameters of the brush and all that good stuff. But man, come on now. Photoshop pushes it looks terrible. After a while, the blending tool on Photoshop, you start seeing some distortion. It gets all weird. It's weird. All right, I'm sorry. He says on Instagram, I used to have a little shame using blending layers for shading and highlighting, but traditional tools literally have their own blending effects, like water. Yes, that is true. Yes. But in this case, I actually do want to really make the shadow, the shade, this shadow layer here. I do want this to feel like a real shadow. So I'm gonna play with it. Ooh, wait. Let me go back to normal. This one. I gotta keep this color though. You ever do that when you forget which color you did? So this is shade. Still a little bit. Let's go right there. But yeah. That's my biggest gripe with Photoshop. Over the years, man, I've been using Photoshop for years, but I'm just like, this software makes everything just so simple out of the box, and it's not a it doesn't. It's not even designed to compete with Photoshop. It's not a everything software. This is a rinky dink, and I use version 1 of Paint Tool Sci for those that know. If you know, you know. This is the most rinky dink software there is. It is not a competitor for Photoshop in any means of saying, all of the things that Photoshop can do. That's not what this software is. This is just a drawing and coloring software. Like, its selection tools are crap, but that's not why I use it. I don't use it for selection tools. I can, but that's not why I love using it. So I've been using this probably since I was working on Hero Cats back in the day. That's when I got a hold of it, and I was bad with it. I didn't really understand how to use it. It felt uncomfortable because I was used to Photoshop. And then sure enough, over time, I was like, oh, dude, this is just better. Inking, digital inking is what got me into it, because I hate inking in Photoshop as well. So it has like a Bezier tool, but it adds the same nodes that you get from like Illustrator, So it's a Bezier tool, pen tool, just like, Photoshop has or Illustrator have, but it has those really cool nodes that come when you ink in Illustrator as well. So I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm using Paint Tool Sci from now on. That's it. But yeah, that's I think, and I met somebody that worked for Photoshop, and he was like, what's your issue with Photoshop? And I was like, and I told him, I pulled it up. I had my laptop next to me, and I'm like, I zoomed in, and I'm showing him what this software can do. I'm like, the way they design or program pressure sensitivity, even in here, I said it's better than Photoshop. I'm using the same Wacom tablet, right, that I would use in Photoshop. And I'm like, look at the difference, man. I said, I can make this super, super, super thin sketch line, right, in Paint Tool Sci, but in Photoshop, it's like I'd have to lower my brush size to make it smaller. And I'm like, this is just default Paint Tool Sci. As I'm sketching, it is able to get these amazing sketch lines. And he's like, okay, I understand. Well, I mean, you could set it up that way if you go into Photoshop. And it was like this lengthy mathematical problem that he was solving. And I'm like, I know I could do that. I'm sure I could figure out the math and science and eventually make a brush that feels appropriate. But I'm like, I don't even want to do that. It's just Photoshop. And then it got glitchy. CS, what do you call it? Creative Cloud glitches now. And I'm like, oh man, the last thing I ever thought I'd live to see is Photoshop just unstable for no reason. I'm like, what the hell, man? What happened to you guys? You guys were on top of the world. So yeah, it's been a long time, but I've been rocking with this one, and I think it actually helps. Look at this. Look. Wait. I'll show you. Hold on. I'm gonna zoom in. Look at this. Look how quick this goes. Look at this. One tool. All right, ready? This is the watercolor brush. Look at this. Look at this. And it's pressure sensitive. I'm taking care to the pressure that I'm using. The lighter I go, the lighter the blend. You see what I'm saying, folks? You see what I'm saying? Not saying you can't do this in Photoshop, because you can, but it is just butter, man. And it's just tied naturally. They programmed it naturally to function like this. So I'm sold for, I've been sold for a long time, but I'm like, bruh, why would I go back to frustration? Photoshop, you got to freaking fight and no science of the brush system. This is Paint Tool Sci. No, they did not pay me to say these things, but I'm serious. Like I like going to schools, elementary schools, and schools where kids have never played with digital tools before, and I like to show them something. This thing costs like what, $40? I think if you buy it, you can still buy it. They have a trial version. but you can buy Paint Tool Sai for like 40 bucks. You can get it. You get the license and everything, and you just be on your way. But I like telling young people, I'm like, dude, don't. It's not expensive. I like telling parents, it's not expensive if they want to practice in the software. But they got tablets now, you know. But this is what I actually use professionally to create. This is what I created Popeye comics with. The art, a lot of the actual, of course, formatting I do in Photoshop. Can't really beat Photoshop in the game of tools. Photoshop tools are on 10. Your art skills are on God mode. What's your secret? That I would argue that it's not on God mode, but I appreciate you. No, see, there's no secret, man. After 30 years of doing something, you better be okay at it. That's all I'm saying. Uh, Practicing on your skills, whatever you're frustrated with, practice until you are so good at that thing, you can do it with your eyes closed. Practice doesn't make perfect. I was just telling my kids this. It doesn't make perfect. It just makes comfortable. Olympians should be perfect at what they do because they practice every day all year. But yeah, that's not true. They're not perfect, obviously, because we're human. Um, I still mess up art. I went live the other day and I was telling people, man, it took me like 4 hours to draw a single character, and it was just because I wasn't in the mood to draw. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? I know how to draw people. Why can't I draw this character? And it just wouldn't, like, I couldn't get past just his torso. I was drawing muscles wrong, everything, dog. I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? And I usually I'll get up, go take a nap, play a video game, do something else. But I muscled through it. And sure enough, it was just because I didn't warm up. I just didn't warm up. I just chose to try to just start drawing. Like I sat at my desk from waking up to coming downstairs, you know, and trying to start drawing. I was like, bruh, what is going on? I could not, for everything in my skill set, I just couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing wrong. So I ended up muscling through it though, and I pulled up some reference. I was looking at, you know, the abs of the character. I was looking at, and I was like, I know that stuff. But looking at it helped my brain like jumpstart. It was like getting a freaking, you know, jumper cables. And my brain was like, oh, you want to draw muscles. Got it. I was like, you know what the hell I was trying to draw, you bastard. Let's go. And then I got past it and, you know, finished the piece. But that's the crazy part about art, man. I just don't post my mess ups. So y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know. Yeah. David says tablets are dirt cheap now. Yes, you can get them for like 30 to 50 bucks now, and they hook up to your phone. That is true. What video games are you playing now? I'm a simulator guy. I love Star Citizen right now. And when I say that, I love it's a love-hate relationship because Star Citizen is buggy as crap. It's an alpha game. If you look it up, it's frustrating because the devs don't know what the hell they're doing. They're trying to figure it out. So it's very frustrating to play the game, but there's no other game like it. Like literally, there is no game like Star Citizen, period. So you guys are getting to see two ways, and I'm glad I did it this way. You saw me go through the layers and select colors for Popeye's red shadows and highlights, right? You guys watched me do that. I selected this blue and, you know, went through and shadowed and put the highlights on his red. So this way, the reason I made this blue shadow layer, you guys can't see it on Instagram, but it's over there, is I wanted to actually show both sides of how this works. I'm not going to select a darker purple for Olive's, you know, bathing suit. The blue layer, the shadow layer, I should say, is a dark blue color that I selected, right? And because it is the layer mode is set to shade, right? There's a luminosity setting as well. This is all in Photoshop, similar to Photoshop. But because I have it set to shade, right? I don't have to select the shadow color. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do the same thing with this purple. This takes care of the respective. Now remember, I had to lower the opacity. If I put the opacity up to 100, it looks crazy. Let me back up. You see how dark these shadows are now? See how crazy that is? But I have the opacity down at like 42, 41. So now it's a softer shadow, and that's a dark green. It's not blue, right? But if I up this to 100, it looks black. If I lower it to 42, it's a dark green. Okay? If I change the mode of the layer back to normal and I put it up to 100, this is the color I'm coloring with. I'm coloring with a blue, right? So understanding layer modes is really important. I very rarely do this, but I wanted to show this process for you guys. So I'm glad I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. But yeah, that same blue with the shade color mode for this layer, I don't have to pick out the different colors, right? That same dark blue is now a dark green shadow under her legs. But all of this is on one layer. So I could have possibly done this for everything. But I wanted to show you both sides. It is kind of a preference thing. I do like picking my colors out. Is it a waste of time? Is it necessary? No. If you know how to use your color modes to your layers, by all definition, you don't have to pick out the colors anymore. I think it's a good exercise though, me personally, because I want to know what colors work. But if you're struggling and you're like, I pick colors poorly, I'm bad at colors, just change your layer mode and start practicing with this. Let's see. You says have anime on anime racist on TikTok. I love your name. All right. Have you tried right click the application's compatibility, run as admin, disable full screen OP? For which one? Wait, what software are we talking about? I'm sorry, Clip Studio? This is what but I prefer Clip Studio. I love Clip Studio on iPad, by the way. I don't know why I love it more than the than the desktop version. It probably doesn't make any sense because I just didn't like the desktop version. But I love the iPad version. I love inking and drawing on the Clip Studio version. Clip Studio version on iPad. I'm sorry. But you said makes all apps feel smoother by bypassing some Windows latency. Oh no, I haven't tried that yet. Any software I like using it on games, reduce input. I've never tried that. Definitely. Purple shades, nearly everything. I just turn it down to like 60 and it goes with, yeah, that's true. That's true. I gotta try that. Anime. I definitely gotta try that out. I've never done that. Listen, I'm open-minded to all different kinds of methods. It's just when you get fast at something or you get accustomed to something, man, it's just like your brain says, we're just gonna do this, and this. But coloring, being a colorist has definitely taught me how to actually like humble. I don't know it all, man. There's 76 ways to skin a cat in digital softwares like Photoshop, Clip Studio. Clip Studio is still scary to me. I have to pull up YouTube anytime I want to do something new on Clip Studio because it's just intimidating. It looks like Photoshop, but it doesn't work like Photoshop. So I get intimidated real quick on there. I'm like, this doesn't work like Photoshop. I'm out. I don't like this. I don't feel smart now. But I'll pull up a YouTube video if I'm really trying to do something unique, But yeah, man. These softwares are unique. Now I'm gonna put the bloom on top of everything. Let's put. I am kind of curious to see how her feet turn out. I want her feet to be a little bit. Let's paint her toes. How about that? Let's paint her toes real quick. Let's put some paint on Olive toes. She's a very basic woman. I know that. She is not one to dress herself up. But I think she can get away with a little painted toes. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. We'll get a little paint on it. See, I did the flat. I have a flat layer for my colors, right? But technically, I could get away. I am kind of curious to know what highlighting does on this layer. So I have a dark blue, right? But if I were to get like a light, let's say a light color like this, what happens on this layer? Oh, look how muddy it looks. Ew. Ew. Hold on. This is my light. What if I do white? What happens with white? White doesn't even show up. That's crazy. So, what if I go? Nope. That is not what I want from that layer. All right. So, listen, I don't know everything. Just trying stuff out. I'm going to pop out, have fun. All right. Thanks for stopping in, Cube. Good looking out. Good to see you. Super Pros still on Photoshop. Yes, pros still use Photoshop. Absolutely. Any industry standard indie project is gonna be using Clip. Really? That's what's up. I think if I got around some pros working with some software, I would learn a lot really quickly. I never been humbled so quickly as to like sit down and see somebody using layers on Photoshop, and they're using masking, they're using all these different things, and I was like, what? It's like, why are you doing it like that? I was like, I've never done it any other way. I'm sorry. The way you're doing it's weird. What are you doing? And I'm never really been around like professional artists and seeing their process. But yeah, man, they were like, why on earth? Why on earth are you doing it this way? This is so, they have a button for that. And I was like, really? I didn't know that. That's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Okay. I've never done it with that button. And it just, one click. What's the one where you can actually have the layer? It's what does it call it? Where it's locked on the layer below it. I can't think of the terminology right now, but I never use that. I'll just create another layer, and I'll do all my shadows. Like right now, there's a shadow layer that I'm using for this, but in Photoshop it's like a layer. You shift click on the layer above or below or something like that. And I was like, weird. You're being weird. Stuff like that. But it's not. It's just that's the functionality that Photoshop does. They're like, oh, this is an editing layer underneath your layer. But you shift click and now everything is just, you can toggle the visibility of that, shadow or that edit on that layer below. There we go. Toes. We got toes. I wonder if Clip has the same layer settings like how you see it. So I think that's the one thing is that most companies absolutely have just, and I don't know if there's any kind of patents on it, but oh damn, I messed up my shadow. I would say they do share that functionality because I think it's kind of universal at this point. Maybe someone has a patent on it. I would assume somebody has a patent on how layers work. The layer modes and all that good stuff. Somebody's getting paid for creating that workflow and functionality. So that's how patents, how patents be working. Somebody's getting paid, but they probably own that method patent, like if you are using layers to change the, if your layers can change the opacity, if it can do this, somebody's probably got a, method patent on that technology. And they just keep, cashing in, which makes sense. Dopeness, brother. Appreciate it, man. Good looking out. There's a neat option thing built into Photoshop now, and you can drag and drop an image into Photoshop, and this button literally crops the entire background. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Like holy crap. Yes, just one button. I've seen that. The other one that I like, I saw a reel where you can, oh gosh, what is it called? It's like you can make a puppet out of a like a let's say you upload a photo of a person, right? And you can create nodes on the actual image, the flat image. It's just a flat JPEG image, right? You can literally start creating, nodes and manipulate the freaking photo, and it like adjusts, like it transforms their position and everything. I'm like, but it's actually done well. And I'm like, the crap? Because it shows you the wrong way to do it. Like you used to do it traditionally. If you wanted to transform, let's say somebody, transform, and then you try to bend or what is it called? Wrap? No, warp. There used to be transform, and then you'd warp. The image, right? Trying to force the thing to bend or go in the direction you want it to. Warp was the thing that used to be used. Now you can literally turn the damn thing into like a puppet, create these little nodes. Let's say if you wanted to make somebody's head pivot a different way, you can create a node and make them look from looking down to looking up. And it's like dynamic something, I don't know the name, but freaking fantastic stuff. I was like, yo, my man, that's pretty easy. I still haven't used it, but I definitely can see how it would be powerful for I was about to say photographers. I want to say photographers. Okay, Marcus, when you gonna get your own VTuber model? Oh man, I've been so crazy question. Listen, man, I don't think people realize how much stuff I be into. Because I don't publish anything. I don't publish the fact that I'm interested in these technologies and these things. Uh, but I have like a whole folder about VTubing and setting up that whole process. I'm not joking. Because man, I'm like, so you draw it once, right? You rig it once, and then you can just motion cap all of your acting. Oh, that's dope. I don't want to show my face all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not. I know I'm not the most, attractive at all hours, and I would prefer to do a character that just looks visually entertaining and or whatever. But no, man, because I think part of me wants to actually set up that service. I want to actually be able to do that for other people too. But it's what all the cool kids are doing now. They only cost like three. Yeah, exactly. People are making stupid money doing it for influencers, and other people that got the cash to throw at it. One YouTuber, she was like, "Yeah, I've spent over 10K." I don't do what I did. I have the money to do it, but I'm not saying you have to spend that money. I just wanted to update and I'm listening like word. So somebody charged you 10, but what in her case, she had just been updating it so often. She kept adding new stuff to it. So I'm sorry, I'm not even explaining. What I'm doing now, y'all, is I'm adding this bloom to all of the rim light where it's appropriate. The bloom, this is a luminosity layer in here. I think in Photoshop they call it an add layer. In terms of the layer mode functionality, this is a luminosity layer in Clip Studio. Oh. Hopefully y'all can still hear me on thing. Every time I get a spam call, man, it cuts the audio to Instagram. But anyway, I know fools that do it professionally. I'll hook you up. Yes, please. I'm curious because again, the idea of just drawing something one time and you ain't got to do it no more, right? Everything's already done. Even if it took, a week to 2 weeks to render all of the crazy details, right? That's pretty dope. That's a pretty good deal in my mind, and that's kind of the way I want to work now. I'd rather. That's why I think I'm gonna get into 3D as well. Start learning some ZBrush again, and what's the one on iPad? I like the one on iPad. No, I'm gonna forget the name right now, but I like the it's a 3D software. It's very similar to Clip, very similar to ZBrush in terms of it's just it's live modeling of your clay, so to speak. But it's on the tip of my tongue. But I love the actual workflow in there, and it's real quick. I'm not gonna be the type that takes 5 weeks on one piece. I'm real concept oriented. They know all the steps. Oh, how'd your Fortnite collab thing go? Um, I was not happy with it. the collab, the collab. I wasn't happy with the collab. I gotta do. I'm gonna start from scratch. Me personally, I'm getting the characters actually rigged appropriately, and you know, getting everything. I'm gonna just start from scratch. And I'll do it again. Do you have a Patreon? I do, but I would suggest you send me money. Just send money to Cash App. If you want to give me tips and support me, just go to Cash App. Just send it to Cash App. Marcus the visual. Patreon, I think I'm gonna shut it down because I'm just not there right now. I can't manage another thing, man. And I feel bad, but I'm gonna go ahead and shut that one down. Patreon is cool. I can definitely use it as a tool, but I gotta work it out. Um, I gotta work it out. But no, I want to do something completely where I don't have to fight to get somebody to listen to my feedback on a game that I don't really care about Fortnite, but I do want it to be unique. I want the game to feel unique, and I know exactly. I've been my last degree was game art and design, so I'm very passionate about having something that doesn't suck. I don't want it to suck. Um, and then if you're working with somebody who thinks they know better, just because, and I'm just like, no, I hear you, but I don't want that, and this sucks. So let's go back to the drawing board. But from the jump, it didn't start off like it was supposed to. We were supposed to meet. We had no artistic or visionary meeting, so the whole process was kind of whack. I wasn't brought in on those initial conversations, all this kind of stuff, and I blame myself. I guess you can't blame anybody if you're the creator, but the way it was done caused it to suck. So I wasn't happy with it, and so I'm not gonna promote that. I I would prefer it just. I think we're gonna take it down because nothing's happened with it, and it still sucks. So that's because I didn't get to actually put my hands on it the way I wanted to. So it was trash. And I'm like, I'm not promoting anything that's low quality because the comic is quality. The art is gonna be quality. Every product we put out is gonna be quality. So if I'm fighting somebody for quality, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm not gonna do that. Everything needs to be quality because we're already competing with everybody else. And for some reason, my music has stopped. Hold on. What? I paid money. Go. Thank you. All right. So, I'm gonna do some clouds, and I think we're just about there, y'all. I'm gonna put some bounce lighting, rim lighting on his top of his dome right here, and we're about done, y'all. We about done. I think we did good. I don't want to keep y'all forever. I gotta eat food. But thank you guys for at least joining, man, and definitely being a part of. Where did my overlay go? Hold on. Overlay. Oh, your live is discontinued due to inactivity. Lame. What? So I don't understand TikTok. How the hell is there inactivity from me going live? What? How does that make sense? Make it make sense, yeah. So how do I go back? Live. I would like to go back, please. No. What? So this is not open anymore? Hello? So I gotta close. Oh, here we go. All right, I want to go back to what does this mean? Where is my page? TikTok is tripping, y'all. Hello? Hello? TikTok said I was inactive during my live. What do you want me to do? Press buttons? You want to press buttons on the live feed? What? Like, I'm gonna close it. It's being stupid. All right, hold on. Sorry. We're gonna open TikTok again. So stupid. Like I'm supposed to be pressing buttons and be like tat 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 tat. Maybe I'm supposed to be pressing buttons. I don't know. So there's a little puzzle game they want you to play on TikTok live. Yeah, that's still me. TikTok, I'm sorry. I didn't do that on purpose. It was being weird. All right, where's the other stuff? This one. Cool. There's that. There's that. That was so dumb. It just stopped the live randomly on TikTok because I was inactive. That was stupid. Anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, my bad. Basically, I do want to do. I want to get a game going for Tuskegee, but I'm gonna start it right this time. Come in with some real creative concepts. I want it to feel unique. It needs to at least be on brand. You know, like if we're doing a story about historical, you know, stuff, you know, it should feel like we're representing history, and it shouldn't suck. I know I keep saying that. It's because it sucked. I was like, hey man, can the characters like emote? Can they smile and blink? Oh man, no, that's too much. That's too much memory. Okay, well I really want them to actually not just be stiff statues that breathe. What can we take out of the game so it doesn't suck? Oh man, that'll take forever. All right, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. We're good. If you don't want to do more work, that's cool. But the work you got sucks. So I was like, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. There's no more movement for that. And I'm not, you know, I'm a firm believer. If you're not happy with something you're paying for, then you should stop paying for it. That's my philosophy. I think it works pretty well. All right, bruh. Why is my music keep stopping? What's going on here? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? All right, stop it. Mm. All right, where's Facebook? Facebook, I can see that there. Got it. All right, we're gonna do some clouds in a minute. The sand. Let me try to see what the sand looks like, y'all. If I color it on this layer. Interesting. Not bad. Not bad. Let me select the sand so I don't actually jack up the rest of the stuff around it. How about that? And then the cool thing is, again, one brush, similar settings for the eraser. So I use maybe two brushes altogether when I'm using Paint Tool, but it's because they're so versatile, man. And while I do, of course, up the size of my brush, I do not have to change to a different brush while I'm actually doing this because it just flows so well, man. Really good stuff. So yeah, one day I guess I'll advocate and reach out to them. I don't know where they're at in the world. Could be free software. I don't know. But I think we're just about ready, y'all. I think we got most of everything I was trying to do here was just get you guys on live. I successfully got on live. I feel good about that. But I'm gonna get on Picarto. Get on Picarto and see about setting that up. Maybe that'll just make it easier. Usually stuff doesn't work for me that easy. It'll be like, oh, it didn't work for you. I don't know why it didn't work for you. It worked for me. I just have that luck sometimes. I don't know why. But yeah. So I think that's gonna do what I needed it to do. I'm ready for some lunch, and then I can actually get back to the world that I live in. But thank you guys for joining. You guys have been awesome. I'm gonna put some clouds back here, like so. Hmm. I could start with a watercolor brush. Just kind of paint it in a little bit. Paint it in a little bit. You know, doesn't have to be solid, right? Let me zoom in for the people. I'm sorry. Oh, I like painting in clouds manually because it gives some variancy to the shapes. And again, this is pressure sensitive. I'm using a Wacom tablet here, so it helps to actually get, you know, a lot of the stuff just natural feeling. And then you build on top of that, you know, you feel me? You can always go back on top of it, move it around. I like that edge right there though, so I'm gonna keep that. Yeah. Like that. See that? And that's cloud. Fluffy cloud. And then what you know, for stuff that is further in the background, you know, you can go a little bit softer. Doesn't have to be hard. Keep it short. Just like that, just like that. Background, background, background. And we keep it going. But this, I felt like this should be a quick, fun summertime or end of summertime post. Um, really cool. I saw the video posted by folks over at Popeye, and I'm like, hey, that's cool. I can do that. Look, I can draw that. But yeah, man, this has been educational because I'm gonna try to make this a normal thing. Looking amazing as always, brother. Would love to show you some things I'm currently working on for some pointers. Oh man, hit me up at any show. If you catch me at a Comic-Con, man, please bring your portfolio. I love doing portfolio reviews and just chatting about, you know, improvement, man. We're all improving. That's the goal. So hit me at any Comic-Con. If you ever catch me, bring your portfolio. I would love to check it out. Definitely. Oh, and then we gotta do some birds. Hold on. Gotta do some birds. Seagulls. It's a big seagull. Hold on. That's fine. That looks fine. Just like that. Just like that. There you go. Some seagulls. Let me fix this water though, my guy. Hold on. Where's this water at? Is that here? Here. All right. Let's fix this water. Boosh. Boosh. Let me save our progress. Always save your progress. That's important. And I think we're good, man. I think we got most of it done. I may add some bounce lighting on this little beanbag, but I kind of want to make it feel warm. Let me do some shadow. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We're gonna normalize it. Go to 100. Grab that blue. Come back to shade 42, and then I'm gonna actually do some shadows on the water, the ocean. You dig? Why do that, you might ask? Because I didn't want to actually pick the right blue. I just wanted to have some shadows. But also, because that's the case, I can take the rim and I can come up here to a blue and I can get some nice blues. Wait, a little bit more blue than that. Like that. Just like that. Just like that. I gotta figure out how TikTok works with this whole inactivity garbage. River Bun. I'm so bad about saving. I'll go hours without saving. Once I went a whole day on One Piece. Yes, yes. And nothing humbles your joy and destroys your spirits. Like, seeing the actual file go down. Be like, you're doing whatever function you're doing, and then all of a sudden the mouse just freezes. Your cursor freezes on the thing. I'm like, what? What? No, no, no. And then you start frantically trying to save. It's too late. It's too late. At that point, it's too late. All right, that looks good. We're on rim, so what I'll do is I'll get this same purple color here. Let me see if I can. Ooh, what happened there? No. Line, I'm sorry. Oop. See if I can't add some nice shading to this guy here. Ooh, maybe a little darker. Like this. Like that. Just like that. Just like that. And that'll do it. That'll do. That's exactly what happened. Luckily it restored. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Photoshop has this auto restore function. But yeah, my heart, there's no feeling like that where your heart drops. So what does that mean? When you say couldn't save this work, what does that mean? Trying to go through all of the emotions of grief. It's terrible. I can do the shadow layer. Look at that. Is this the right color? Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, that's a specific type of grief right there. It's like you have to talk yourself down, go through as many solutions as you can. Yes. It's painful, but necessary if you want to ever, get past it. Hard lessons, as they say. And here's Clip Studio. Yeah, Clip Studio's dope. I love Clip Studio on my iPad. That's my favorite. Yeah. But it does give. I like the warnings that Clip Studio gives you. Clip Studio will be like, listen, bro, you are running out of space. It's dangerously low. You need to do something with your life. Figure it out because you're playing with fire. And I'm like, thanks, Clip. At least it warns you. Photoshop will say nothing. It'll just stop working. You're like, no. Why have you forsaken me? Like that. Such is the way. All right, we're doing little details. We're pretty much done on this one, though. Pretty much done. And that scene. Oh, I could add some lighting, though, on the sand itself. I didn't add any lighting on the sand itself, y'all. Let's be consistent. Hold on. I'm going to go up and over. And we will just start painting in some things here. Hold on. Let's see. Just to get some lighting in here. Let's just get some lighting. Hold on. Let's get some lighting in here. Here. And here. And then we will go here. And I just want to brush in some lighting just to give some balance. I feel like that should have some balance. Right. Lighting and brush is my favorite. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Marcus, click the link in my bio if you want to bump some new music while you're drawing. Love your work. I appreciate it. Thank you for the heads up. I'm paying for this music, so I gotta get all my worth out of that one. They're getting at least $20 a month. But good looking out, man. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. If anybody's happy with what I draw, that is just icing on the cake because I didn't draw it for anybody else. I was just having fun. I guess I could be the artist that draws what people like to see, but then it wouldn't be for me. and I draw for me in my fun times. If no one's paying me to draw, I draw what I want. So that's the fun part. So if anybody likes the stuff that I draw for myself for fun, that's great. I'm happy about that. That makes me happy. You know? Are you live? I'm not live on Twitch. That's the second one. I finally got live on Facebook. Going down, so that's working. I'm doing it in a very bootleg way, so I know I'm not doing it right. But I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok right now, right? So what I'm gonna do next is figure out how to go live on Twitch as well. That's next, because that is pretty smart. I should be doing that. Shade. Definitely should be doing that. So yeah, Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel. Marcus the Visual is a thing. But last time I went live, I don't know. But I need to form Voltron. I gotta collect all the Infinity Stones, so to speak. I want all of them. I want to go live on all of the things, right? And then make it make sense. Okay, so then we're gonna take the luminosity layer, right? And we're gonna take an overall warm thing. Let me save. Let's see. Take an overall warm color, and I'm gonna just kind of hit. I'm gonna hit everything in one spot. Let me see if I can just kind of see that. You see? Well, I don't think you can see it. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let's go back. This is for you guys. This is for you. All right. You see this? I'm gonna take a bloom luminosity layer, right? And I'm gonna hit everything that's technically getting hit by the sun, and I'm gonna add just a little bloom light to it, right? Like that. Hopefully you guys can see that. But it just adds, you know, a warmth to everything. Like I'm going right over that shadow, right? And that's the goal. That's what I wanted to see, is just something that felt like the sun is hitting it. So that was kind of the goal. Everything else, let me see what happens if I hit this. Yeah, this is just a luminosity. Everything that's in the sun, I just want to hit it with like a bit of warm, you know? Oh, I forgot. I wanted to put navy on his green bag there. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Hey. Hello, madam. Miss Margot from Chicago. What up? I am. You caught me at the end of it. We finishing out. But it's good to see you. Good to see y'all. Love seeing you draw, Popeye. You killed it on the comic. Appreciate it, man. I gotta start asking, man. What did you enjoy about it? I just know how to say thank you for those things. But I always forget to say, what'd you enjoy? What'd you like about it? What'd you dig? You know, I know I had to leave it on a cliffhanger, but that's okay. It's up to you guys. If sales go well and people respond, I'll be back on it. I'll be back on the project. Probably next year. Nice warmness. See what happens to the sand. I'm just hitting this on one luminosity. This layer's on top of everything though. So yeah. I wanted that to feel warm and inviting. There you go. Appreciate it, Bryant. That's what's up, man. I'm front page on Picardo. Front page? What does that mean? Front page? Like, oh, they're like marketing your stuff on the front page of Picardo? My bad. 20 minutes ago. My bad. All right, that looks good. Let me go through it with y'all real quick. We got the sun, we got the clouds, we got the birds, got Popeye and Olive. I think I'm gonna put navy on his bag, you know, as if to say this is like an old bag that he got when he was in the Navy. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Um, only thing missing from Popeye. Only thing missing from Popeye right here is a little bit of shadow underneath these highlights. Hold on. So I want them to be a little bit warmer than this, you know? Just like that. Just like that. Nothing too crazy. Just like that. So Twitch used to do like a front page for the. Oh yeah. Gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up. I understand. Cool. How long you been working on that platform though? Picardo platform. Let's get this, just like that. All right, I think we did it, y'all. I'm satisfied. I'm gonna just put Navy on his bag, say that this is Popeye's, military bag of some sort. But if that's the case, let me make it like Olive did some work on it. Like she had to patch it up a couple times, Quit my job in 2019. August, do this full time. What? So they pay out? They got payouts too? I've never heard of but I'm not, I don't want to take that into account because I don't do enough research. But Picarto, I have not seen that platform, so I'm curious to see what it is. I forgot her purple. Hold on. I'm gonna add some shadow to this purple, and then we're pretty much done because I'm hungry. Let me get. I hate doing this. I need to save this color because I have to keep coming. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Wait, is it? Oh no, I know what's that. This. This is my luminosity. Let's take this back down to 42. Shade. Right there. We're gonna add some shadows to her outfit. Yeah, that's a rich dark purple. Wow. You keep 100% of what you get tipped. Oh, okay. Dope. That sounds like a good number. Sustainable. I definitely will check it out, brother. Good looking out, man. I'm curious. But yes, if it helps to, for us to go live at the same time, man, just I'll check out your info so we can do this. I'm down. There's no question. I need to get all of the info and get better. This is a long time coming, and people have been asking me to do this stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I never did it. Wasn't because I didn't want to. It's just, a mentality of mine, I guess, where I'm just like, you got to set up and do stuff that kind of takes away the energy in my mind of just drawing. But yeah, once it gets like anything else, once you get used to doing it, it gets easier, it gets quicker. So no excuses now. I gotta get better at this stuff. Absolutely. All right, there you go. People all over the world. Did I do something? Hold up. Did I do something wrong here? It looks like it changed colors. Is that the same color? This one? This one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm on the shadow later. Wait. Okay, yeah, it's the same color. I was tripping for a second. I'm tripping. Let's go here. Like so. Though they set it for 30 days, so you never get hit with a chargeback. It's like, oh yeah, I understand. Twitch bits you can buy and donate goes right to your PayPal. That's what's up. That does sound dope. I'm excited, man. Let's do it. I'm down. Definitely down to learn more stuff. Teach me all the things that I need to learn in this world. All right, yeah. What we'll set up a time, and then you teach me the ropes, man. I'm down. Um, I have to finish the Tuskegee joint. We got Dragon Con coming up, like I was saying, so I got a lot of stuff that I need to actually get to. So I got enough content to go live every day. My birthday's this month, you know what I'm saying? So the world must know what's going down. But y'all got to see it here and witness it here. Overall, I am done with the piece. I'll post this in a second on all channels. Yeah, so you guys got to witness the coloring. This is a digital coloring. Should I do her nails? Nah. We'll say that Olive didn't do her nails, but she did her toes. Pedicure, no mani. What you doing on your birthday, young lady? What you doing? Probably got your people. I know you got your people ready to celebrate. Come on now. All I ask is for Cash App. I've gotten to the point and age where Cash App is my only request. I don't want nothing. Just send me some Cash App. Send me that birthday money. I'm gonna use it to pay for gas and buy food. That's a great birthday present if I've ever seen it. So let's go with that. Please. Just brunch? When you say just brunch, you mean at nighttime, or you talking about like just brunch? That's it. Cause you know you're supposed to run the streets. That's your city. You know what I'm saying? Don't do your city like that. You know, the people need to know it's your birthday. I believe they made songs about that somewhere. Right? Everybody know that. Hey Marcus. I really like your Popeye run, and I'm an aspiring artist, and you're one of my inspirations. Dude, good looking out. Why do I feel like I'm reading two things? Is that right? Oh, I'm looking at see-through. What is that? Jabroni. Appreciate it, Jabroni. I am always humbled to be anybody's inspiration, man. I appreciate it, and I'm very, very happy that you enjoyed the run, the Popeye run, and definitely, dude, that's very humbling to hear it because I don't really draw to inspire anybody, man. I just draw for fun. So, love. If I have contributed to your art enjoyment in any way, but thank you for sharing that. Y'all have been awesome, man. Brunch is where I'm starting. I knew it. Come on now. You know, you ain't got to lie to me. I know. That's where it start. Brunch is the start. Yes. All right, y'all. We did it. That's a finished art piece. I don't know what Olive is reading, but we don't have to go that deep. But I am gonna put the a Navy logo on his bag, just for that little headline. Or should I? Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just something he cobbled together. And that's good. I think we're good. That's what's up. Thank y'all for joining, man, and I appreciate you guys watching the process. This has been digital coloring process with the characters of EyeLie, Popeye. I'm going to put some little final details. It's going to be a poster available at shows and other likes and things of that nature. Hell, I may make a t-shirt out of this just because it's the vibes. It's vibes. I may do that. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. This video will go posted on Instagram at least and on YouTube. You too, madam. I appreciate you stopping in. I know you busy. Stuff like that. I'm gonna go eat some food though. I'm hungry. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, you can watch the full video on YouTube or Instagram for now until I figure out how to actually find I think I have a place to pop all of my long form content. I don't want it to live in multiple places. I just want one place to actually get access to it. And Instagram is kind of cool. but I don't know if people want to watch, 2 hours on Instagram. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will see y'all later. I'm going to go live some more, probably tonight or tomorrow. All right. See y'all later. Peace. All right. That's that one. Instagram is done. We're going to go to TikTok. Thank y'all, TikTok, again. I don't know the crap about this stupid inactivity garbage, but much love. Y'all be good. Thank you. I had my face on TikTok the whole time. What the hell? I didn't mean to do that. All right. Didn't mean to do that. TikTok is tripping. Let's go back to